But the Helleroots could probably do this service for me. Here, they've been with me in enough of the graveside services, and almost always, whenever I do it, the graveside service is the same, because we've gone through the emotional parts, and now, even though your mom, your sister, or whatever the relationship is been gone for a couple months now, it's still fresh in your mind. And this is kind of a final goodbye, but yet at the same time, we know that it doesn't have to be the final goodbye. We are wonderfully blessed here today. Got a beautiful day. And with the shade of the trees, it's not bad at all temperature-wise. We can stay here. Usually, always, it's either the coldest place on earth or the hottest place on earth. And people are anxious to get away from the gravesite as soon as they can. But grave sites represent different things. Yeah, well, it kind of represents the same things, but whatever the difference is, whatever the situation is, it's that finality. And here we've got the beautiful shade trees. In many cemeteries, as you have a regular funeral, you've got to have the little tent type of thing to keep people either dry or warm or cool, whatever it might be. And I always use that example of that temporary structure, the tent that they put up. The different companies, they come, put that up. A couple of hours after the funeral's done, it's put away and gone on its way to the next funeral. But it's a reminder for us of the temporary aspects of life. And in the Old Testament, before they had the temple, they had the tabernacle. And as they went through on the wilderness wanderings and things, they were moving the temporary worship place each time as they were in a new location. And they were always thinking of the promised land, of the future, of being where they could fully worship. And 2 Corinthians kind of ties those thoughts in relationship to our life. In 2 Corinthians chapter 5, it says, "For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle," that temporary worship spot, that temporary tent, were dissolved, we have a building of God, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. For in this we do groan, earnestly desiring that we be clothed upon with our house which is in heaven, that which will be eternal. So that if that being clothed, we shall not be found naked. For we that are in this tabernacle do groan, being burdened, not for that we would be unclothed, but clothed upon that mortality might be swallowed up of life. Now he that hath wrought for us the selfsame thing is God, who also hath given us the earnest of his Spirit. Therefore we are confident, knowing that while we are at home in the body, we are absent from the Lord. Shirley had a wonderful life, had a wonderful spiritual testimony, knew Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, and was completely confident in her future. But at that time, she knew that by faith. She had never physically seen Jesus. You guys might have teased her of being old, but she wasn't old enough to have seen the literal Christ, but she knew Jesus Christ. And she was not groaning, she wasn't a complainer, but she had her aches and pains. She knew the frailty of the physical body. But it says that while we're doing that, we're absent from the Lord. For we walk by faith, not by sight. And then in verse 8, as we close out, it says, "We are confident, I say, and willing, rather to be absent from the body, to be present with the Lord." And as Shirley took that last breath on this earth, I don't know if it was a struggle. I don't know if it was a peaceful breath. It doesn't matter. That was her last breath. And at that time, her soul, what we know of as Shirley, was separated from her body. And she instantaneously, for the past, what's it been, 2.5 months, 75 days, somewhere in that range, she hasn't been in that little container. She's been in the presence of our Lord and Savior.
Hallelujah.
We've had all of these worries about, will it be a nice day? Will everybody be able to make it safely? She hasn't had a worry in the world. It's just Jesus be praised. God be glorified. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. What a blessing we have. Who's going to